Yoga, Bombomti, Chini Tanchu, Mungondos.
All right, you know the way my mind works. I got to make sure shit is even. That's all. That's all. As long as this is the normal and that's how it go, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. Because I ain't the only one suffering, right? I could not find exactly what I was looking for. But the story I'm about to read, I couldn't find pictures. So we get to use our imagination on what these people look like. I was going to look them up, find pictures and all that kind of shit. But I said, nah. I'm going to just read the story. I don't know why, but this is listed in the history section. I graduated fucking high school in 2002, and this story took place in 2002. Why is that history? I apologize. I don't really, but that aggression was a little bit needed. Don't be calling me old. We are here on simpleflying.com. 20 years ago, I'm old. And this was last year, 2 U.S. pilots arrested for turning up for work drunk. Okay, so we appreciate you, Arturo Weiss. I think it's Weiss. This was published last year, July 4, 2022. It says 8 hours, bottle to throttle. This is a commonly used memory aid for the Federal Aviation Administration's regulation, stipulating the time interval required between the consumption of alcohol and aircraft operations. I mean, when I say that was a mouthful, but it just glided off the tongue. So hopefully that all made sense. I said all them words right. I be happy when I can speak and say stuff and shit. While this rule is introduced during primary flight training and reinforced thereafter, some aviators don't always adhere to the safety regulation. Thus was the case 20 years ago when 2 pilots attempted to fly an American WestJet while under the influence of alcohol. Did they do it as a team? They said, we got this. Thomas Cloyd, I've never seen that last name, Cloyd. Thomas Cloyd and Christopher Hughes were arrested on July 1, 2002. After their Airbus A319 was pushed back from the gate at the Miami International Airport. You know how they say if you're not behind the wheel of the car, we can't arrest you for DWI type stuff, so they just wait until you get in the car. I really want to know, did you arrest these people? Did you let them get on there first, or you ain't know until they got there? I mean, I know I ain't read the story, and I'm going to keep reading, and they might tell me, but I had seen that part. I had seen that, and I was like, that was a setup. That was the setup right there. They ain't even trying to help y'all. The flight's destination was Phoenix, but it never even made it to the runway because law enforcement officials requested the jets return to the terminal. Once back, the agents boarded the aircraft and detained both pilots. Y'all is dirty. You know they special. You can't be arresting them special people like that. One drink leads to another. The chain of events that led to the flight crew's arrest began several hours earlier when the pilots spent some time and money at a well-known bar in Miami's Coconut Grove neighborhood. Court records reported that both gentlemen consumed a total of more than a dozen alcoholic drinks during the night, which ended just 6 hours prior to American West Flight 556's scheduled departure. The result of the evening's festivities was a reported $122 bar tab and 2 tipsy pilots. Well, remember, they got money, so they could have brought whatever they want. This was 20 years ago last year, so this was 2002. Shit was cheap. Can you imagine that's probably like $1,000 bill right now. Back then, like right now, I hope y'all can hear my stomach growling at this point. I'll be so paranoid about it. At this point, I just hope you can hear it. It's a monster. Yep. It's not my stomach. A timely intervention. Later that morning, the flight crew checked in for their flight at the company's operation area. When entering the airport security screening station, Cloyd was asked not to take a cup of coffee through the checkpoint. At which point he became angered and argued with security personnel. During this confrontation, one of the screeners detected an odor of alcohol on Hughes. Once the tension subsided and the pilots passed through the security screening process, the agent reported reported the detection of alcohol on the pilot's breath. Motherfucker, he was trying. Well, not he was. The other one. He was trying to get that coffee up in him so he could be sober. Y'all just fucking up the whole thing. This shift was fucked up because of y'all. And your damn nosy ass nose. Hughes, why was you all up in their face while they was talking to your partner? See, I don't understand. Y'all was working bad together. Y'all should not have been partners in crime. Cloyd and Hughes boarded their aircraft and began their pre-flight preparations. I wonder how that went. Oh, they out of jail now. We might be able to write them a letter and see what they say. Once all passengers were on board and the cabin secure, the crew requested a pushback from the gate. As the ground crew attached the tug and began to move the aircraft, the airline received notification that law enforcement requested the jet to return. Once the cabin door was opened, agents boarded the aircraft and met with the pilots. They were subsequently detained and removed from the aircraft. During their investigation, police officials tested both pilots' blood alcohol levels. Court records showed they exceeded Florida's .08 limit for the operations of motorized vehicles. As a result, Cloyd and Hughes were arrested and criminally charged. Why y'all couldn't tell me with the blood alcohol? You is dirty again. You motherfucker. I wanted to know. You know I wanted to know what the hell that blood level was. The defense. During the judicial process, the pilots didn't deny they had been drinking prior to the scheduled flight with 124 occupants. In fact, their defense lawyers argued the crew was not operating the aircraft since it was being pushed by a ground tug and therefore operated by another person. The argument also started that the jet's steering was disengaged at the time it was ordered back to the terminal. For this reason, the pilots were not guilty of operating the aircraft while intoxicated. Additionally, Cloyd's lawyer said the pilot was having marital problems and was still distraught by his father's death in an aircraft accident several years earlier. You know how you can't laugh. Like, I don't have no laugh in me, but that's what I would do if that sentence said not anything else, but I can't believe that was a reason. I cannot believe. I am wholeheartedly flabbergasted. I can't say nothing because it's going to be rude and disrespectful. Their day in court, as creative as the defense arguments were. Oh, I'm so glad you said something. I appreciate you. Oh, who wrote this again? I'm going to scroll all the way back up just to tell them I appreciate Arturo Weiss. Yep, you boo. You my boo for the day. As creative as the defense arguments were, the presiding circuit court judge did not agree. Cloyd and Hughes were found guilty of operating an aircraft while under the influence of alcohol. Cloyd was sentenced to 5 years in prison and had already been on probation for an alcohol-related offense just a few months before his arrest. This is why I read the story. I scrolled down to the bottom and I saw this paragraph, but not the whole paragraph because I don't remember much of that. I remember this last little bit. Yep. So you mean to tell me it was okay for him to fly after the first one? Okay. I mean, because the first one wasn't on the plane, I assume, allegedly, in my opinion, that this was probably an alcohol related incident from a car or a bar or, public in town, something to that effect, not on an airplane. He was okay knowing that he had an issue with alcohol. Okay. And then again, you are motherfucking pilots. Now, I understand this was 20 years ago and things were much, much, much different, but you made enough money to get your shit taken care of. No excuse. Okay, so Cloyd was sentenced to 5 years in prison and had already been on probation for an alcohol-related offense just a few months before his arrest. Hughes' prison sentence was 2.5 years. So technically, Hughes got the normal sentence, I'd say. Cloyd only got more because he had that other offense. So 2.5 years, I guess, for attempting to fly an airplane intoxicated, not knowing what the fuck was going to happen. I think Cloyd and Hughes's was just as bad as this man, only because they was both fucked up. So if they Both of them got up there. Like, who was actually going to help if anything happened? There was no help. This guy, he was high on mushrooms. Mushrooms, I don't know for sure, but I think that's one of the ones that make you strong. It make you strong. So even with them two pilots in there, depending on which type of shape they was in, man, it might have still been. They was already in the air, too. So I think if you weigh out the balances, no, they was already in the air. I don't know. Okay, I'm confused. What y'all think? Who did it worse? Who should get more time? Because technically right now, they looking at 2.5 years from 2002. You think the times has changed so much? Like, the laws are still the same, right? Right? I don't think he had no other intoxication kind of charges. They would have said something, I think, right? See, this is what I be doing on Versus videos. This is Versus of the pilots. Y'all let me know who won. And winning mean you gonna get more charges. That's all I mean. You let me know. I'm over here wiping my nose. I know you can hear me. My nose is running. My allergies is kicking my ass. Mother Nature. That's the Versus of the century right now. And I am losing. I'm hiding in my closet right now because I've been coughing and sneezing standing near the window and I can't close the window. So, yep, I'm hiding from Mother Nature. We in a DV type of relationship. If you know anything I can do to fix this with her, because I gotta be with her. I can't leave her. But I need some help. I need to make her happy so she'll start treating me right. My allergy pills all work. I'm sorry. That was way off topic. But I'm going to leave that in there because that's my day. Those are the charges that I faced. I have done some crime to Mother Nature and she whipping my ass. I think I got a lifetime sentence. Maybe when I get old, my nasal passages will finally die and he won't even realize that I'm allergic to whatever I'm breathing in. And then hopefully I'll be able to still breathe, but just without the allergies part. Okay. Do I got anything else to say? I don't think so. Y'all let me know. 2.5 years? I don't think so. I don't think that's what he's going to get. And I did not imagine that that's what somebody else would have gotten for a crime like this. And I don't know. I hesitate to say it's like this, but in their eyes, in the law's eyes, I'd say it was close. No? I don't know. Let me know what you think. I enjoyed it because I imagine what Cloyd and Hughes look like. And I don't know. I might have to look them up eventually, but for right now, I'll let my imagination run wild with the Verses of the Palace and on to the next story. Bye, y'all.